Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Mars Horizon. Before I kick off today's episode, I wanted to address you guys' critiques on the previous one. You are right, the previous episode was a bit rushed and I was not paying as much attention to what I was doing and how I could get the bonuses. Reason being, it was the start of the new year, I was tired, but I felt like I had to get a video out there just to continue the series. So, yes, I will take it a bit slower. I'll try not to do missions just as quickly as possible, but get as many rewards as possible. Second notification is that I have Quinn with me in the room, my currently almost 4-month-old kid, and he might at some point critique / give an active presence. So if you hear some baby noises in the background, then that is him. This is something that I will have to start to work with more and more, because my wife is going back to work from maternity leave January 26th. It's currently January 4th. So I will have to take a lot more care of Quinn. And, well, how to make about 14 videos a week and almost full-time take care of the kid. That's going to be an interesting experience. Anyway, here goes for Mars Horizon. The previous episode, we were able to launch Skylab. We were able to, the first one to do that, I believe. And the next tier in this lineup is the modular space station. Now this one is probably a bit out of my reach. I'd first want to do a few more experiments, so just to get my science income up. As for active missions, we still have the weather satellite going up and we have the Venus orbit coming up. This thing is going to be completed in 3 months and then we can send it up. Meaning I have one open mission slot. So something that generates a lot of science would be much appreciated. I have a decent amount of money right now. Let's see. 2080. 1300. Oh, but this is working together with the Soviet Union? That's really interesting. Why would the Soviet Union suddenly be interested in working together with me? And maybe more importantly, is that something that I want? Because I am getting a modifier from competing with the Soviet Union. I think you can either get bonuses in the sense of cash, you can get more funding by having a competitor, or if you have a friendly agency, you can get a bonus to science. There is something to be said for both, but I don't know how my support is going to react if I suddenly start working with the Soviet Union. I think there is something to be said for having a competitor. Anyway, no real high-value science missions here. I still have to get to the moon and do a landing there, and that would get me quite a lot of science. I'm not even the last to do it, interestingly. We're still working on the Apollo program. It's going to take me, at this rate, a good number of months. Now, Mars, anything? Oh, this isn't too bad. 3,000 science. That's not too bad. And it also gives me a bit more Mars experience. As for the rest, so we got the 3,000 there, nothing on the moon. I think a top of, what was it, 2340? Yeah, 2340, so Mars is already more interesting. The Venus Orbiter is coming up. The Venus Impactor, yeah, it's a milestone. Why not? Or I could just ignore Venus altogether. What about Mercury? Mercury orbit. Also decent amount of science. 2% support instead of 1. Or 2% experience. And no request missions because I first have to do the Mercury orbit. Let's just send this thing up. It is another milestone mission. We're going to send up a Mariner. And preferably with a bit more power. Might make it more expensive. Yes, that's fine. Alright, move on to the next event. I believe that there's nothing really I can build in my base, considering that I have everything that I wanted to get researched. Alright, the weather satellite is ready to go. This is that weird mission that had the, I think the bottom stage at a very, very steep discount. So, it shouldn't be too hard to get this one up. Maximum mission training bonus increased by 100%. That is substantial. What is the game doing? It oh, Gotcha. It had 2 missions that completed building at the exact same time. Right, so one got the maximum mission training bonus increased by 100, and the other one got the same, but at a minus 10% payload reliability hit. So the interesting thing is, if I just go for the payload reliability training, and I set the launch date to December, then I'm getting a 30% bonus in launch reliability, in payload reliability, which offsets the 15% hit that I take. So you're gonna go then, that's Venus orbit, and now schedule the other one for launch, the weather satellite. 100% training bonus. Let's see, what do we have for stats? I would also go for the payload reliability here. So payload reliability, and set that for, yeah, for January. Why am I getting... Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry, I have to, if I want to get that, I have to schedule it farther ahead. It's just that you cannot get a maximum of 15%, but you can get even more. Right. In that case, we're going to go for January. We still have more stuff to do. Anyway, at the base, I believe there was nothing new that I could build. I have a decent amount of cash. I might just go and clear up some of this stuff, so that I can build stuff there later. Considering I don't really have any new missions coming up. Or at least not immediately. Let's get rid of the cheaper stuff here. This way, I still have a decent amount of cash left, and at the same time, if at some point I figure out that I need to build an extra building, I can do that. Okay, the Mercury orbit payload is complete. 50% booster build cost. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Upper stage build cost. Yeah, as you can tell, Quinn really didn't like that negative effect. 50% booster build cost. Quinn is not excited about that prospect at all. Launch reliability 44, 49, 36. No. I'll take the 49. That is relatively cheaper than it normally would be. But now we're gonna get to the boosters. This is where stuff gets intensely unfun. Oh, it's not that bad. 1445. 94% launch reliability, 91. 91 is actually quite acceptable. Unfortunately, the booster's not strong enough. This one, 85. I'll take an 85. I can use an Atlas 1, which by that point might be an Atlas level 2, as it will have gotten an upgrade from the mission launch that I'm about to do. And at the same time, if I throw in a contractor, I can ensure that it doesn't cost me that much. So we're gonna go once again with X-Star Avionics, and let's throw in the upgrade, if I can mount that. Advanced weatherproofing. Launch reliability penalty due to negative launch conditions is halved. I haven't used these that much, or if ever, and I can buy them for 50k. Select, confirm, and build. Launch. Right, time to get these things launched. Media focus on Skylab experiments. Several news programs have featured stories about experiments performed on your space station Skylab, including those devised by high school students. Yep, that's what we had in the previous episode. They asked if they could send some stuff up with us, as part of an educational campaign instigated by your agency. One such experiment, studying the effects of gravity and light upon numerous rice plants, has yielded particularly useful results. Useful for what? For building rice? Or for making more food? Or are we making Crispies? What are we doing? And anyway, I gained 400 science out of that. New request missions ready on Earth. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a bit busy. Budget review came up. Quite a bit of support, but not enough for tier 10. Time to throw up a weather satellite. Launch conditions, or at least launch vehicle, is very reliable, and the payload quite reliable. Quinn, don't question me. we're going to be fine with this launch. And the Venus orbit is also ready. Which one am I launching first? Because it looks like I almost have 2 rockets at the launch pad. Which one are you? This is not confusing at all. Eldridge. Venus orbit. Okay. 83% launch reliability. Yeah, let's do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
Looks like a solid launch. There we go. Perfectly nominal. Level 1 for the Delta K, giving me a whole 1 extra %. So basically a very reliable rocket as is and cannot be boosted that much. Alright, here we go. I have to collect thrust and I have to collect navigation. And I'll try not to muck it up. In the last couple of turns I want to throw thrust in because it decays. So what I'm mostly going to be doing in the first couple of turns is getting the nav data. Or nav, and data is a separate one. Okay, let's have a look. I can get quite a bit if I get 3 comms. So I could do 1, 2, 3, and do that again. Oh, sorry, no, not that one. This one. And then I do that again in one of the future turns. Look at how reliable that payload is. This thing is a dream to work with. Okay, I can... Yeah, Quinn, don't worry, we'll get there. I hope you guys don't mind that much. I'm not going to make this too much of a habit with Quinn in the background, or at least I'm not planning on it. But for now... Here he is. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Oh, we getting it? No, we're just 1%. No, we are. Lucky drift. Okay. Very good. We're getting all the navigational data for the bonus. Now I just have to generate a bunch of thrust. To do that, one of these... And I have to generate one of those, and then this one twice. And I still have plenty of turns. Done. Done. And done. Now, we have decayed a little bit of thrust. Not that bad. I need to start looking into generating a bit more data. So, getting a bit more power. This is the only way to generate thrust. So if I go with this one, I get 1 more power. I can then use that power to generate more data. And then I can do this one. And I have to do that one again in the last turn. And I should be able to get there. 1. 2. Not a single failure so far. Okay, we have met minimum spec. Last turn. I need to generate this one twice. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I can do that. But I have a bit of excess. 1, 2, 3. And I still have 1 power in order to counteract a failure. 1 succeeds. 2 succeeds. And 3 succeeds. Calculated thruster burn. Alright, with a 50% bonus reward. And we'll see that one in a bit. A little bit of science was gained and some small support. Okay, now to launch the other guy. The weather satellite. For 4.5 million, this thing has to go through. Launch reliability looks good. Payload reliability looks solid. Let's go. Oh, the weather does not. No, I don't like that. We're going to reschedule that. find some better weather to launch it in. Just go for February. Also gives me a couple more percentage on the payload. Now that I have another mission slot open, what can I do? What's that? Vehicle upgrade. Using composite materials for the rocket motor casing reduces overall construction cost. Whoa! Yes, I want that. And people also want a private station? A private company wishes to launch a space station for commercial research on scientific and technical problems which require microgravity to study. Holy shit. This is a different one than I was doing previously, because that was the EVA repair exercise. This is one with China, and somebody wants to launch a private space station. Right. Hold on. Oh! Right, the weather satellite is not launched yet, so I don't have a slot. My bad. Mercury orbit complete. Suboptimal and optimal launch windows are reversed. Weather satellite launched, second attempt. Blue skies. There we go, 99% launch reliability.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
For a second there, I thought the thing was gonna flare out, because it didn't look that good. But here we are. Upgraded, Atlas level 2, 72%. Alright, weather satellite. Lots of caches on the line. So better get this thing right. Watch your drift. That's something I fucked up last time. I only have 2 turns. And 2 turns to generate all of these resources. That is quite an ask. I can generate... Yeah, Quinn, I'll try, don't worry. I can try to use this one, but in order to get there, I first have to generate data. And I have to generate nav. And then I can do this one, putting me at 4 and 1. And then I still have 1 more turn. 2 data and 1 more drift can yield me a decent portion of what I need. But I'm afraid that I cannot do this too often, because I simply don't have the... turns for it. How can I fix this? The fastest way to generate the comms is this one. I think I have to use this one. I don't really see myself getting to 14 in just 2 turns of 8 actions total. That is, not 8 actions per turn. Maybe it's safer just to go for the base reward on this one and ensure that I get that and that I stay within the reasonable drift factor. If I were to go for this one, I would have to do this 7 times. And then I could not get the secondary. I could not get the nav data. So yes, I'm going to go for a safe option. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. And then see if I can burn it off a little bit more. Get it back to neutral. Payload reliability is good. So this shouldn't be too much of an issue. Because I really don't have that much margin of error to generate more power. Done. And, oh, almost with bonuses. Okay, last turn. 1. 2. Yeah, see, I don't really see a path to getting this up to 10 and that up to 14 in this turn. I just really don't see a path. So I'm going to complete these 2 commands and continue on with the mission. I know I have unused commands, don't worry. There we go. Done. Not with honors, but nevertheless, That will have gained me a decent portion of the money. Now, deploy the satellite systems. Also, only 2 turns, 8 actions. Ideally, get 12. In order to get to 12, I need to get data and I need to get nav. This gets me data. This would get me nav, and then this would generate almost all of what I need. And I could do that again. And then the next turn, I can maybe get another one of those and focus on getting more data. Ideally, I would get one of these in the green. But it's not really something I can rely on because it's such a small chance. Unfortunately, that is. Oh, keep going, keep going. No, no joy. Right, so I have the base requirement for the comms done. If I want to try this one again, so get another 4, I would need another data unit. I would first need to generate another one of these, which would cause me to drift too much. One more of those. No, that's not it. Currently, I'm still within the drift specs. If I want to play it safe, I just do this, and I get what I need. Base requirement. If I spend 1 data, I get 1 more drift. That means I have to generate, or I have to push my drift away quite a bit. No, I'm not getting there. Power and drift puts me at 10. 12. Yeah, and then I'm running out of power. There's no way that I can generate 4 data in one go. And without the navigational, I cannot really go for this one. That sucks. See, I just run out of power. That's the problem. I run out of power. What is the fix? If I go for power and drift, and then go for data, and yeah. We're getting close to the objective, but we're not there. One, two. Can I use data? Yes, sort of. That's it. But then I'm drifting too much. So that is unacceptable. I'm getting close though. What's the right combination here? I need to spend drift, not generate it. Unless I want to go for this one. So that would be data. Counteract the drift. Spend, or rather generate drift. Nope. That's 10. And if I then go for this one, I have too much. No, I don't have too much drift. This might be it. 12 and 5. Go. 1 succeeds. I do have a little bit of power to counteract any negative events. Ooh, that was close. Hey, hey, that's it. With the 25% bonus, no less. Well done. Mission Control is happy. 4.5k plus the bonus is 5.6 million. And a bit of preparation. So that should keep my agency afloat for a while. Now let's see if I can actually go on one of those joint missions. The private space station one looks interesting because it generates so much support. It is challenging. Task requirements increased by 25%. Right. This one... Oh, that was the composite casing. See, this one is more of a one-off mission. This one could get me a big amount of money saved every time. So I'm going to go for this one instead, the long duration flight. Perform a crewed mission in orbit lasting 2 weeks, allowing our scientists to evaluate how astronauts respond to conditions in space over a long period. Yeah, it's going to be Gemini, but with 3 crew members, because with 3 I get a bit more options. A few more helpful ways to fix any issues. Active missions, Mercury orbit, they need training. What's the stats? 81, 86. Let's go for the payload. And then set that to June. And then confirm it. Go. Gemini in 4, Mercury in 4, and next phase for Venus in 3. Let's continue on and go for the Venus one. Apollo research is complete, finally. Optimized assembly research complete, minus 20% payload build time. That's going to help quite a bit. So that is the entirety of this second phase complete, the Era 2. If I want to continue with the modular space station, I would need 8,000 research and then also payload Zarya. So it's going to require a ton of stuff. And then finally, somewhere at the end of Era 3 / start of Era 4. No, start of Era 4 actually, it's not the end of Era 3. The start of Era 4, we're starting to get back to Mars. So before we do that, we first have to do a lot more. How about trying to land something on Mars? That would be the start of Era 3. This gives me the Wyvern booster. This gives me the library, plus 10% support gained from missions. Successful missions. Hall of Fame? No. Tier 2 astronaut talents. That might be handy. If I'm doing more crewed missions, that is. Or more support. No, I'm gonna go for this one. Just a flat-out research lab expansion. Okay. Let's go. Skylab crew return. NASA astronauts have safely landed on Earth after spending 12 months aboard space station Skylab. We gathered a lot of invaluable data up there, astronaut Cooper Caballero commented in a televised interview, when asked about the various experiments conducted on the station. I'll be happy if I never see another rice plant again. So that's a throwback to the rice experiment that we did. Does that mean that I get... No, I'm not yet at 17k support. Not yet. But I might get there. Because this mission, Venus Orbit, is about to do its final phase. Hurling through space. Venus Orbit, Phase 2. 6, 4, and 6, and keep an eye on the heat. How much heat are we generating? 3 per turn. Oof. That is quite a bit. So burning off excess heat is going to be very important. Unfortunately, the only 2 ways that I have to do that is to use data and nav, or power and data, which I don't have. Give me data, give me nav, and give me this. This will allow me to just burn off a little bit of heat. And I think I'm going to have to do this one a few times, just to ensure that the thing doesn't overheat. And this is that beautifully, perfectly reliable platform. There we go. Even a bonus nav. Okay, we're back to 1 heat. And we're getting +3. Yes, that's good. Well, it's not, but it's bearable. Now I can do this one again. And put myself almost... You know what? I can do it again. And then I have all the comms that I need. 12 is required for the bonus reward. And then the next few turns I can spend on gathering data and gathering navigational information. Yeah, that should work. So let's start gathering data for the next one, because I'll also need that to generate the nav data. There we go. That's another one. Data compression is done. Oh, beautiful. Another data. Well done. That's the base requirement done. Plus 3 heat. But it is now manageable, I feel. Because now I can do this one. And I can do that one again. And that puts me at everything that I need. And then I can generate a bit more data. And in the next couple of turns I can do that a few more times. And potentially keep an eye on power. Orbital plane adjustment. We're going to do that again. Give it a little bit of thrust. And there we go. More data generated. Power plus 3 probably. Or sorry, heat plus 3. So now I have to burn off again a bit of heat. But this time around it's actually not that bad. Because if I get 2 data and... now I can do this and then I can generate more using that. Because if I have 20 out of 12, so the next turn I can do this one twice. Yeah, that should be fine. Data compression, even with honors. Extra data. Quinn is very happy about that. Okay, lots and lots and lots. I am pretty warm, but I'm not overheating. Keep it below 5. Oh crap. I need to generate one more. See, now we're fine, but now I don't have the mission with honors. But unfortunately, this is going to make it quite tough to get up to the amount of data that I need. Ah, crap. This is the best data generation that I can do. Well, it's going to have to succeed. Because if I do this, I get the bonus reward. I don't have any power to counteract any negative events, but this is a very reliable platform. Heat's good. External sensor alignment goes through. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. That's a lot of data gained. And mission done. Venusian orbit. I was the 5th one to get there out of 5, so milestone achieved, yes, but not really that great. Nice amount of support and a decent amount of science. Although this late in the game, well, it feels late in the game, it's probably not that stellar. Anyway, that'll be it for this episode. Next episode, I'm going to look into launching that special space station, if they still want it. It also boosts my reputation with China. And I'm just interested to see why they would want a personal space station. Anyway, that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back soon for the next episode.